Take a look at this viral video that's been shared all over social media. A reporter clearly identified shot by a US police officer whilst covering the protests in LA. But this wasn't just an isolated or random incident. It's part of an explosion of excessive force that's been used by law enforcement after Trump deployed National Guard and Marines to crack down on protesters.
He had deployed thousands of National Guard troops and hundreds of Marines to protect federal law enforcement from the attacks of a vicious and violent mob.
But here's what most people are missing. The violence you're seeing here isn't random, but has actually been imported from Israel. For decades, US police departments have trained with Israeli forces, sharing tactics on things like controlling large populations, racial profiling, and violently suppressing protests. Thousands of US police officers have even been paid to travel to Israel to learn directly from the forces behind the violent occupation of Palestine. And to be clear, these lessons aren't about de-escalation. They're about domination, how to contain, how to stifle, how to crush resistance. And these tactics were built and perfected through decades of violently policing Palestinian life. And now we're watching them being turned inward. And this is what many scholars have called the Imperial Boomerang. When the tools empires use to dominate others eventually returns to dominate their own people. In this case, the US is the empire, Israel is its imperial outpost, and Palestinians are the test subjects. The US supports Israeli occupation with billions of dollars, and in return it borrows its methods. So what was once being used over there all the way in the distant Middle East is now being used right here in the streets of America. So if you live in a Western country and you think that what our governments do abroad has nothing to do with you, then this should be your wake-up call. Because the line between how our governments treat people abroad and how they will treat us back home is much thinner than you think. So when you say what's going on in Gaza, for example, is not my problem, just wait, because one day, very soon, it will be. Share this video to raise awareness and follow for more quick explainers and analysis on important news like this.